こんにちは、ポポです。スイッチのダウンロード版シャーロックホームズ、クライムズ&パニッシュメンツ、日本語だと罪と罰、これを初見プレイでやっていきます。英語の勉強のためにゲームはなるべく英語版でプレイするようにしてるんですが、今回は推理物ということで、ちょっとハードルが高いんですけど、とりあえずは英語版でやってみます。バイリンガルでも何でもないただの英語学習者なので、ちょっと発音が悪かったり悩んでたりすると思いますが、ご容赦いただければ幸いです。ではニューゲームでやっていきましょう。
Holmes!
何？何すればいいの？なるほど。ソファー、テイク、カバー。出る方が危ないだろう。
Holmes, will you stop that? You are utterly mad. Stop, Holmes!
Is that you, Watson?
Yes, of course it is. And you almost killed me.
Nonsense. I was aiming for the vases.
Blindfolded?
Watson, quiet, please. I'm trying to concentrate. Ah, Lestrade. What is it this time?
He can see me. Well, here it is, and it's a good one, Mr. Holmes. A gentleman by the name of Peter Carey, also known as Black Peter, has been murdered.
A sailor, most probably.
What happened here?
Oh, Mr. Holmes, how could you?
It's the only exercise I've had all week. A grateful client from Limoges sent me a vase collection this morning. I couldn't think of a better use for it.
You're out of your mind.
I missed 4 out of 10.
Given you were blindfolded, that was very good. Can I have a try?
Am I the only sane one here?
I suppose that Watson is right, Inspector. A little brain work would be preferable now. Do please tell us more about Black Peter.
Peter Carey, born in 1845 and 50 years old. An ambitious sort, he achieved much success in seal and whale hunting around Scandinavia. Retired in 1884 with a small fortune. He invested his money in a property called Woodman's Lee, near Forest Row in Sussex. It was where he lived for 6 years, and where he was found dead yesterday.
Has the investigation already begun?
Yes and no. In fact, this crime is so mysterious that I would prefer you to join me down there.
Give me half an hour to prepare, Inspector.
Take your time and join me there. I have to go through the yard first. The merry men struck again.
What have they done this time?
They robbed a powder reserve. I'll meet you at Woodman's Lee, Mr. Holmes.
I should help Mrs. Hudson here. I also have several appointments that I must keep this afternoon.
I shall go alone then.
退屈してたホームズが依頼人からいただいた壺を打って、暇つぶししてるところにレストレードが来て、ピーター・キャリー、通称ブラックピーターが殺された事件を手伝ってほしいっていう感じでしたね。で、X ボタンでメニューを開く。3つタスクがあって、ピーター・キャリーの殺人事件の調査をする、殺害現場であるウッドマンズリーを調査する、ワードローブで服を選んで、ウッドマンズリーにいるレストラードに合流する。で、右側には事件の概要が書いてあって、The Fate of Black Peter。ブラックピーターの運命だったかな、日本語だと。で、レストラードがベッカー街を訪ねてきて、それは、ファーマーキャプテンだから、引退した船長、ブラックピーターとして知られている引退した船長に関することですよと。ベーカーストリートがここにあって、なるほど。エビデンス。まだこれといったものはもちろん載ってない。ドキュメント。スーベニア。キャラクター。なるほど。まずは着替えをしないといけないわけね。なんか気持ち悪い。ハドソンがお掃除してくれてる。すいませんね。ワードローブってどれなんだろう。これなのかな。違う。なんかね、近づくと出てくるのか。出た。
This is where I keep my post.
リサーチは必要ないよね。ということはお隣なのかな。あった。ワードローブ。グレースーツ、ライドスーツ、この鍵マークがついてるやつはダメなんだ。まだ。ってことは、アンドハンドもダメってこと？カジュアルスーツ。多分カジュアルスーツにさっきされてたから、これで、いっか。いや、難しいな。ということは、これで、一応最低限の準備はできたのかな？ハドソンさんに今話しかけたら怒られるのかな？話しかけてみよう。
Oh, what a mess! What a terrible mess!
そらそうだよね。ごめんなさい。あれ？ここじゃなかったっけ、出口。
You go along to Peter Carer's house. Mrs. Hudson and I will take care of the mess you've made here.
嫌味言われた。そらそうだ。そらそうだ。こんな感じなんだ。あれ？ホームズんちの出口あそこじゃなかったっけ？ちょっとドラマとは違うってこと？じゃあ、まあ、とりあえず、ウッドマンズリー。あれ？これはバッシュの中なのかな？ちょっと不気味な感じ。
Mr. Holmes, I'm over here. Come on.
Join restaurant at Woodman's Lee がコンプリート。はい。あそこまで歩いて行けと。これは、とりあえず、ちょっと待って、どこから行くのかな。あそこが歩けるのか。ここちょっと、ホームズよ。野菜は踏むなよ。わあ、すごい。よいしょ。来た来た。もっと本当は調べた方が良かったのかな。
Inspector Lestrade, when will you remove my husband's body? It's sacrilegious to leave him here like this.
As soon as we can, Mrs. Carey, I assure you. Allow me to introduce you to Mr. Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. No doubt you've heard of him. I'll wait for you in front of the cabin, Mr. Holmes.
My condolences, Mrs. Carey.
Thank you, Mr. Holmes.
When was the body found? Anything unusual that night?
Madam, can you tell me if you saw or heard anything unusual upon the night of the murder?
At 2 o'clock in the morning, I heard a terrible scream. But I thought nothing of it then. He would scream all the time when he was drunk.
酔っ払うといつも叫んでたんだ。When was the body found?
Do you remember at what time you found your husband's body?
In the morning, at around 7 o'clock, I noticed the cabin door was open, but I didn't go in to take a look, for I knew my husband would not have liked it. At around 10 o'clock, I dared to glance in through the door and... oh dear.
Evening before the murder.
Can you please tell me what occurred on the evening of the murder?
Well, Peter got drunk in the evening. He was in such a terrible temper. Usually whenever that happened, he'd stay all night drinking in his cabin before passing out.
Did he have visitors?
Was your husband accustomed to receiving visitors?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I mean, he didn't really have many friends. He lived quite an isolated life here, after his retirement.
酔っ払うと気絶するまでお酒飲んでたし、友達もあんまいなかったと。この人のことを調べられるの？不思議。L を押すと ガーデングローブス。これ何？バードハウス。これか？カメオ。あとなんだろう。顔？あとこれかな。よし。クレスティッドティット。なんだかわからない。これは調べられないの？これか。違うの。はいはい、これだ。Everything will become easier.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Never mind.
早すぎてなんだかわからんかった今。どういうこと？ちょっと待って。
Thank you, madam.
さっきあの瞬間に何かを答えなきゃいけなかったのか？やっぱりもうちょっといろいろ調べなきゃダメなのかな？
It seems that the garden was well maintained.
それだけ。何この R。それでは、Attention on finding details that others are inclined to overlook. 何どういうこと？はいはい。フットプリント。
These footprints appear to be quite large. The door is locked.
Wait just a moment, Mr. Holmes, and I'll open it. I locked it yesterday to ensure that no one should enter the cabin and tamper with the evidence.
Good thinking.
Hello.
What is it, Lestrade?
It seems to me that someone has tried to force it, Mr. Holmes.
Let me see.
Oh, 私？なるほど。これは、R か。これではなくて、あれでしょ？これでしょ？
These scratches are fresh.
Fresh. それはレストラン
You're right. Someone tried to force open the door.
I swear these scratches were not here yesterday.
Our mysterious visitor came here last night.
Well, he's not the man for the job. This lock is not a difficult one.
Perhaps he did not have the right tool.
おお、そっか。そのままなわけね。当たり前だ
What
け
a
ど。
terrible way to die.
うう。嫌だわ。とりあえずご遺体から調べた方がいいのかな。デッドピーター。
The weapon fully penetrated the body. The force of the blow was immense. This man is in his 50s, yet he still looks quite strong. Peter Carey was fully dressed. He was not caught by surprise. It is possible that he knew his murderer.
知り合いだったかもしれんと。プロブブロード。あれ今調べたあれどういうことんエグザミンしてほしいんだけど。持っちゃっていいの？動かせるんだ。
This blood is from the pool underneath the dead body.
ウルンハンド。
This wooden handle is plain and solid. Peter Carey tried to defend himself with this knife, but he did not succeed.
反撃したけどダメだったと。そうか、そういうことか。ノートブック。
The pattern of the blood stain indicates that the notebook was not lying on the floor prior to the crime, but it was dropped into the pool of blood after the death of Peter Carey.
死後に落ちたと思われると。
JHN are probably the initials of the owner of this notebook.
JHN。側面はないのかな。これでこれをオープンできる。
These abbreviations mean something, but what? Peter Carey was impaled to the wall by a whaling harpoon.
ハープーン。これ大体、じゃ調べ終わったんだ。いやいや、これなんだっけ。よ。R だ。Outline in the
This
dust.
place is not covered with dust, like the rest of the shelf. An object was taken from here. It was larger than a book, a box or a small chest, perhaps.
何かなくなっているぞと。
The tooth of a sperm whale, probably from one of Peter Carey's catches. the ship's logs of the Sea Unicorn for the years 1878 to 1884. Peter Carey was her captain.
はあ、船ははあなんだね。ハープンラック。
The murder weapon was probably taken from this rack.
確かに1個空いてるね。ウドンチェスト。あれ、あ、難しい。操作が難しい。行かないでそっちに。どうしたらええの？
Peter Carey's boots. They look to be a size 8.
サイズ8。時計。
Old navigation instruments. Nothing interesting.
Nothing interesting. なるほど。あ、机だ。机まだ調べてないね。はい。
Someone drank from this glass recently.
タバコポーチ。
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
開けてみたけど特に何もなし。
Rum, a sailor's drink. It seems that Captain Carey was enjoying a drink before he met his death.
ラムを飲んでいたと。ってことはあれ、下に行けなくなっちゃった。Y ボタンは何なんだ。Find a pair of related crew. ああ。ちょっとまだ待ってくれ。ラージってことは8がサイズ8が大きいのか小さいのかよくわかんないんだけど。あ、これ見てないや。この人の靴を見たかったんだけど見られんかった。
The Sea Unicorn. She was the ship that Peter Carey commanded.
シーユニコーン。あれなんて書いてあったんだっけ。PC か。あった。まだあった。
Dundee.
ダンディー？何ダンディーって。
Hammerfest. It's a whaling map.
The whaling map. うん。箱がなくなってるっぽい。うわ、やば。全然わからん。
These boots don't match the footprints.
うん。ってことは、足の大きな人が来たってことか。うん。ガーデン。これは関係ないか。いや、虫いっぱいいる。ここはいけない。なんかあとある？いやなあ、もう結びつかん。誰かに質問したいな。教えてくれる
Have
の
you
かな。
finished inspecting the crime scene?
それだけ？奥様にもう一回話聞くか。あの人はただ挨拶してくれるだけだもんな。ああ、よかった。
The garden is very large and well maintained. Do you employ someone to look after it?
It is true, there is a lot of work, but my husband took care of it himself.
ああ、ガーデナーはいなかったんだ。Peter's private paper.
Your husband's private papers. Do you know where they are?
There was a small tin box, barely larger than a book. He kept his papers there. It should be somewhere in his cabin.
Thank you, madam.
「今ある手がかりでわかるはず」ってことか。よし、じゃあこれをちょっとやってみるか。Missing tin box. There has been a tin box in the cabin, not much larger than a book. Anyone from touching it, pinned to the wall. No gardener. She might be hiding something. Break-in attempt. Hmm. プロじゃない人が中に入ってこのボックスを盗んでいったよ。でその人がこのノートを落としてった。プリマスの話がよくわかんないな。ミッシングのガーデナー。じゃあこれとこれ違うの？どういうこと？ Draw a clear picture of the なになんなの？これはできた。If the break-in attempt will be repeated. 隠れて見張ってみたらってこと？
Someone was here yesterday. They attempted to force the door to gain entry.
しかもなんか終わってない感あった？
Someone drank from this glass recently.
別に
The initials PC have been crudely burned. A sailor's work.
私これなんか見落としてんの？タバコだ。
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
は？何これ？タバコリーフムーブって何これ？難しいぞい。なんじゃいこれは。どういうこっちゃい。これでなんか船の形になるようにすればいいのかな？難しいぞこれ。なんなの？もう一個ピースが必要なのかな？いいよ。全然わからん。いやー、ややこしいな。全然名探偵じゃないね。このテーブルをいきなり見ることはできないんだ。Everything will become easier.
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he? when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
I know. Outline in the dust. Well-kept garden. Pilgrimage. Profile of the victim. Well-kept garden?
You have indeed suffered a great loss, Mrs. Carey. Nevertheless, I believe it will be less of a burden for you soon.
Yes. Life with Peter was never easy, but he was still my husband.
He was different, wasn't he, when you first met him upon your return from Plymouth?
Yes, Mr. Holmes. Oh, my goodness, but how do you know about that?
Profile of the victim?
You undertook a pilgrimage to the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela when you were young. That much is evident from the rosary in your hand. The shortest route for the pilgrim from England to Spain is to Plymouth. I believe that you met Peter Carey as a young sailor there, and you married him soon afterwards.
That is indeed what happened, Mr. Holmes. How extraordinary.
Thank you, madam.
なるほどね。ってことは、それだけじゃさっきのと関係ないじゃん。でもなんか増えたのかな。わあ、なんかやり方がよくわからん。頑張るっきゃねえな。これであの絵が完成してくれるといいんだけど。
This aroma is familiar, but to recognize it, I must construct my associations in one picture.
ああ、情報は増えていない。ってことはこれだけでうまいこと船の絵にならなきゃいけないってこと？へえ。でもこれで十分船だと思うけど。あ、来た。
Yes, this is a core stucco, quite strong and very popular among sailors.
いや、大変だった。コンプリーティッド。これで終わったんだ。いやー、難儀だった。
Well, Mr. Holmes, what do you think?
I think that we are lucky,
And why is that?
because of last night's attempted break-in.
Oof, you've lost me.
It is very probable that whoever came here hoped to find the door open. They tried to force it with a knife blade, but they failed. What will they do? Why, return tonight, when they will be better prepared.
Aha! So what do you propose?
We shall remain on the outside, near the window, where we stand the best chance of catching sight of our visitor. Well, gentlemen, ready your pistols. We have a long night ahead of us.
うん、一緒に見張りをするからピストルを持ってきてねってことか。で、 completed to investigate the murder of Peter Carey. Organize an ambush with illustrate the mysterious intruder might return tonight to finish. そうなんだけど、そのためにはどうするの？
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
宮沢海んと。アンブッシュするのに良さげな場所を探せよと？じゃない。違うの。
We need to find a good place for an ambush. Perhaps behind Carey's cabin, near the window.
Behind the cabin. このキャビンの後ろ側でしょ？ Near the window. ああ、こういうことか。
This looks like the perfect hiding place.
ここはムービーなんだ。
Shh! Did you hear that? There's someone there. I'm gonna collar him.
I'll be right behind you.
Police! Hold it right there.
Right behind you って言うんだからくっついていかなきゃいけないのか。
Mr. Holmes, come and see what we've caught in our net. All right, my fine fellow. Who are you and what are you doing here?
You're detectives, I suppose. You imagine that I'm connected with the death of Captain Carey. I assure you I'm innocent.
Innocent? And what are you doing in his cabin?
Shall I tell you? You came to retrieve what you had lost after killing Peter Carey, but we were here waiting for you.
What is your name?
John Hopley Nelligan, but I didn't...
Do you deny that you came here yesterday?
No, but yes, it's just that I couldn't...
I'm tired of this. Off we go to the yard. Tomorrow, I'll see that you're put in front of the judge.
What? But you can't! I'm not... It's a terrible mistake!
Enough. You can explain all of that to the judge. You're coming with me to the yard.
But...
In light of recent events, it seems evident that your coming here was unnecessary. All the same, I'm very grateful to you, Mr. Holmes.
You are welcome, Inspector, but please don't be too hard on our young fellow. I would like to question him tomorrow morning.
ということで、スイッチの英語版シャーロック・ホームズ、クライムズ&パニッシュメンツ。初回は容疑者確保までで終わりたいと思います。いやー、頭が疲れた。次回はスコットランドヤードからスタート予定です。よかったらまた見てください。ご視聴ありがとうございました。